Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. And in this video, we are going to check out Polygon's price chart. And if you remember in the previous update, we were right around here. And I said, this seems a lot like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave up, probably into a wave 3, which means the current move is just a correction for 4. And soon we can expect at least another move up into wave 5. Now, about this move, I did kind of expect it to get quite extended. However, that didn't really play out. And we only reached to about like the 27.5 cents area and we got a move down. Now, if you remember a couple of videos back, I told you right in here, I opened a long position in Polygon and I was actually going to hold my position until we get to somewhere around here. But the moment that we got this move down, right in this pullback phase, I actually got out of my longs. Sure, I didn't really make a whole lot of money, but it was actually some money. So, that's absolutely fine. At least I didn't really lose anything. Now, why did I get out of my position in here? Let's zoom in more, maybe go on 15-minute time frame. Okay, that's because I believe this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and yet another move down into wave 5. And I was saying, well, okay, this might be the beginning of a new move down. That's why in this phase up, which I do think there's a very high chance that we are having a correction structure in here, either in form of an ABC or maybe a WXY, I got out of my long position. Now, here's a very important point. In Polygon, overall and on a higher degree, we can have a couple of different possibilities. For example, in one scenario, you can say from here to about this high, we have completed a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave already. And question, what happens after we have a 5 wave up? You know it. Even if we are looking bullish and optimistic, we are going to have a move on the downside. And that's actually going to be a deep move down. Why? Because if you want to say the final low is in, well, okay, this can be impulse up into a wave 1, and the next move down is going to be into wave 2, which one very important characteristic of it is being usually quite a strong and deep move on the downside. And then we're going to have a massive move up into wave 3, 4, 5. And in this phase, I promise you, you are going to see some beautiful fireworks in Polygon. So again, let me remind you, the overall scenario is absolutely bullish. But if we're going to do something like this, odds are in the short term, we are going to get some good moves on the downside. Can we have another possibility? Yes, I can tell you that this is absolutely a 1, 2, 3, 4. And right now, we might be on our way to have a very strong extension, meaning, let's zoom in more. Okay, this can be 5 wave up, sure, but now into a wave 1. This move is a correction for wave 2, probably in form of an ABC zigzag. We are going to check out the sub waves in a minute, and then we're going to have a massive move up into wave 3, 4, 5. And at this point, sure, we are going to be open to the possibility of having a good move down. Question is, which scenario is going to happen? At the moment, we cannot really say anything for sure. If you want to argue this 1, 2 scenario is happening, okay, let's go on 15-minute time frame. So we said this can be 100% a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, followed by that a correction up. And I think we can all agree this is yet another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave impulsive structure down. And overall, these might be the subwaves for an ABC zigzag, indicating, according to the extension scenario, our move down is just over already. And if this is the case, you need to see in the next 48 hours a rather strong move on the upside in Polygon. Okay, I think by the next 48 to 72 hours, we are going to get some answers and have basically a better understanding of what is happening. Because if this is not an ABC zigzag, then okay, odds are if we're going to have a deep move down and the first scenario that I showed you earlier is happening, this is going to be a wave 1, correction for 2, and then we're going to have massive move down into wave 3, 4, 5, and maybe on a higher degree, it's going to be into a wave 3 and 4 and 5, and this white 5 wave down right in here at that point, it's going to be into an A leg, correction for wave B, another move down into our C leg, and this phase is going to take some time. How much time? Well, we cannot really say anything for sure, but usually this takes an equal amount of time to this 5 wave impulsive structure up. So let's measure it. This happened about like 1500 candlestick around 33 days. So if we're gonna have something like this in Polygon, that will get you to about, let's say, mid-June. And again, I'm not saying this 100% going to happen. No, I'm just saying you need to wait a little bit more, maybe another 48 to 72 hours and see what is going to happen. And specifically, I need you to have your eyes on this important high about 27 cents. Why is that? Because if you see a very strong move up, like a 1-2 massive move into wave 3 for 5 in order to take this high, at that point you can actually count on the extension scenario playing out with quite a lot of confidence. What you do not want to see is a very slow and choppy move on the upside with a lot of overlapping of the waves, possibly in order to have a retest of the lower band of this level, at least about 26 area, and then a deep move on the downside. This, I promise you, is not going to be a good sign just for the short term. The overall scenario, like we talked about it before, is going to still remain bullish. But if you want to know between the extension and the normal scenario, which one is going to happen, again, you need to pay full attention to the shape of our move up, which I think is going to happen by the next 48 to 72 hours. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Polygon's chart. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.